Listening to Televisor and Old School.
So, there we go. So that being said, folks, thank you very much for tuning back in. The weekly training fans for the broadcast here at CKMS Sound FM, 1.3 the FM dial, every Tuesday, 12 to 2, when we talk about everything that's fantastic about comic books, movies, TV shows, and gaming, and everything else in between. Well, that being said, we're talking during the actual, our musical break here, which kind of ended kind of abruptly, but that's what happens with live radio. And we're going to talk about some TV stuff. But before we go into that, basically, folks, if your radio is not working, you can tune into our Rogers television affiliate, which is 946. Plus, on top of that, you can always see us live on our own website, which is www.wtfshow.com. Plus, on top of it, you can always hear us live on the station's website, which is www.soundfm.ca. And just basically click the appropriate links to be able to hear us or see us and everything else in between, and all the fun stuff that lies with all of that. That being said, let's walk into some TV stuff. What do you think about that 2.0?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Awesome. All right, then. So, the biggest buzz hitting the TV airwaves seems to be Breaking Bad. It took place over the weekend. That's right, Breaking Bad. So, interesting ending to a very popular show. As far as I can tell with internet people, they don't seem to be too upset. But one of the few things I'm going to call shenanigans on is some people with this complex character and plot and everything else like that, which is lots of fun, mind you. Lots of fun. People said they saw this coming. And I'm going, how could you predict this ending verbatim? That, I don't get. Because the ending itself completely came out of left field. It certainly put a final period behind the show. Sorry, you're saying something?
Well, are these people the writers?
No, they're not. That's the funny part behind all this. These are basically armchair critics going, oh, I saw this coming, and I'm going, oh, no, you didn't, because I didn't see this coming, and I haven't watched the show. So, yeah, it was very interesting how it all sort of got wrapped up there. Again, interesting stuff. Have you a chance to see it yet on your end of things?
I've gotten clips here and there.
Awesome.
It's just enough to go, this is a great show.
Yep. My personal opinion, I also heard that it's also going to be coming back, possibly, as an actual spin-off. Because Jesse, I believe what the character's name is,
yep.
I'm not wrong, hopefully I'm right here, got away from the compound he was actually in prison in.
Okay.
So the thing is that there's that little loose string they could play up on. But however, the lead character, definitely done, definitely dead. As far as we could tell, unless, of course, the writers are jerking around with us, which would be very interesting. But however, the funny thing is that with the whole cancer thing you had and everything else like that, I don't know, they could easily wrap it up and say we're done. Or they can continue it, which would be very interesting. They move forward from here. I think that would get a lot of people upset, but a lot of people going, I need Breaking Bad, I need that fix. It's like a little scratching on the floor. And like, So, it'd be interesting what they do with this.
That would definitely be interesting.
Yeah. So, other TV stuff, there's not a lot TV stuff happening. Like, as an example, as we joked about before, Fallen Sky. Nothing happened with that. We both like that show. You've been busy with your internet stuff and working and so forth, so watching Under the Dome.
I did just catch a very quick rumor.
Okay.
It's just a rumor, not confirmed yet.
All right, what is it?
You know the show that ended just last week?
Was the show that ended last week?
It kind of died off.
I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. We're going in and I work all day.
That's about it.
I want to talk about it really quickly. Really quickly. Here comes the funny part. Everyone's going around saying, well, Dexter put himself in self-exile, blah, 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 blah. And then him being a lumberjack could be the worst thing he could ever do on the planet. And I'm going, really? It's just as a bad nod to lumberjack people.
No. In terms of him being a lumberjack, that completely works with protecting
is, you get
himself.
Like $50 an hour starting. It's like, how bad is that?
Well, like Dexter does. It's a decent place for him to go.
Exactly. He takes a break from everything, gets away from that, that Miami sun, so he doesn't worry about, like home with cancer
the only downside is he doesn't get the perfect pulled pork sandwich anymore.
Well, that's fine because they got the Rough It trucks that show up, and I'm pretty sure human tastes like pork, and he gets his own pork.
Oh, wonderful! Now he's becoming a cannibal. Okay.
Which he hated. More self-exile.
Now.
Anyway, sorry.
No. The actual rumor it goes off of something that you suggested might happen earlier. Is that there's a possibility of that spin-off, and it looks like it's going to be centralized around Batista.
Wait a second, hold on. I want to get this up right on camera. Woo! I'm right! Yeah! Yeah! Here! Weekly Treating Phantom Show every Tuesday, 12 until 2 at CKMS, Sound of FM 1.3 on the FM dial. Also, www.soundofm.ca. Plus, on top of that, our own station website, www.wtfshow.com. Because we know what we're talking about, folks. So, yeah! Batista! Woo!
Yeah. There's that. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to turn out.
I know exactly how it's going to turn out, which would be very interesting.
The only question is, will a lumberjack show?
I can see Desk coming going, you mind if I ask you a couple of questions? I don't want to saw into this, if you know what I mean. Oh! So, yeah, man. No,
that's definitely an interesting thing to go on.
The funny thing is, as I said before, the tales of Miami could keep going on for a very, very long time, because the thing is that from all of this, it's like there's so much happening there.
Oh, yeah.
And there's so many different psychopaths that could pop up. Plus, on top of that, Batista, as he is right now, is a little two-dimensional, so he's very flat, not really developed. But the funny thing is that you put that third line in there, also instantaneously you now have a three-dimensional character.
Yeah.
And plus, on top of it, he's got some weak points. He's got his daughter, not his daughter.
He's got his sister.
His sister, and you got the dynamics that's happening in the actual lab, in the actual office, and everything else like that. So all of that can come together to be very, very interesting. But however, the funny thing is that one flaw with these characters is that they're dumb. They really, really are dumb. But the reason why they're so dumb is because they believe in what they could see. And Dexter knew this and been able to manipulate them through, 20 seasons?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
All right. And the other little bit of news is the talk of Gotham Police.
Yeah, I heard about something like that as well.
That's going to be isn't there a comic series of that?
Somewhere. I'm pretty sure that somewhere in DC's archives of comic book stuff, especially with their twisted, stupid 52 thing that's going on, or even before that, there's probably some sort of mystery Gotham Knights comic series that could take place. But the funny thing is that it's going to be very interesting, because I mentioned before in our comic book segment, we also got John Constantine, or just Constantine, coming out as an actual comic, TV show. So with that and Gotham,
comics have jumped over to movies, and now they're taking a couple steps back down to TV.
But the funny thing is that if you put Constantine and Gotham together, that would be interesting.
That would be interesting.
That would be very interesting, because the thing is that the whole John Constantine character mirrors itself quite nicely in the Knight of Gotham itself. So there's a lot of something wrong with that. Plus, on top of that, in the whole Batman mythos, there is room to put magic in there and stuff like that, because obviously being the world's greatest detective. That's kind of funny with Batman. I just realized that right now. They don't have that tagline anymore with Batman.
Greatest detective?
The world's greatest detective. That's
because
interesting.
He's not.
Well, that's the funny part. The thing is that he used to be, and the old Batman comic books had that tagline with it, and it's very funny. I just realized this right now. They don't have that tagline.
Well, that's because Ralph Denby showed up.
And what's his superpower? Money?
No.
Whoa.
He's essentially Reed Richards.
What's that?
He's just like Reed Richards. Super stretchy.
Super stretchy.
But again, he is more detective than Batman.
Interesting.
Like, that is his character. He's more of a detective than Batman, and he's actually much better at solving things when it comes to magical.
And with all that being said, put some carbonite on him, watch him freeze, and smash him with a hammer. Sounds good.
Yeah,
but Batman, don't have to worry about that.
Possibly.
Just talking about his dad.
Yeah, just don't talk about his dad.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the only downside to that is
that the guy who wears a purple suit?
In which series?
Yeah, I'm right. All right. I know this character. Yeah, he's dumb.
No. If you're paying attention to that version in the the cartoon series of the Justice League, yeah, they portrayed him as dumb.
Yeah,
that's not the actual.
Not a fan.
Not even close.
No,
not even close. Like that's more of like the other elasticy dude that they have in
Plastic
DC.
Man.
Plastic Man.
Plastic Man's awesome. Just a dumb character. Who cares?
Yeah, that's just about it.
He's from the late 70s, early 80s. So
fair enough. Well, this guy much more interesting. Yeah. The only downside is, last I checked, he passed away.
Interesting.
After banishing.
So basically, Batman is now the world's greatest detective since he's dead.
Pretty much.
Your leg is stand up.
It should still be Batman. Yeah. It should,
but it's not.
No,
it is now though.
We can just go around and around on that.
We can. So, excuse me. So that being said, wrestling stuff. Raw's not bad. Not watching TNA. That concludes our wrestling segment. And moving forward with
cartoons.
With cartoon stuff. Now, the funny thing is, I came across this video.
Okay.
And the funny thing is that I've dated many girls, and some of these girls had a couple of kids. And one of the few things I used to do with one of my ex-girlfriends is basically take her daughter out to see Pokemon. So the funny thing is, I remember being in the theaters watching the very first Pokemon movie. And then
nope.
Yep. And
nope.
Then, no. And then
it was not the very first Pokemon movie.
Wait a minute.
Very first Pokemon movie was released in Japan, not released in North America.
Hold on. Shut up! Just kidding. Anyways. Long story short, the thing is that again, remember watching it in the theaters, seeing this very interesting. And then since there's like what is it, Pokemon number 24 or something like that that came out, and just recently I came across this link, which is Pokemon Originals, and this is going to be a movie as well. It's going to be released. So what I like to do is play the clip, and I'd like to get your opinion on it 2.0.
All right.
All right, then. Let's play the clip, then.
To those who played the very first Pokemon games. Pokemon Red version and Pokemon Blue version, where it began, will be retold in 4 brand new special episodes. Pokemon Origins.
Let's do it.
All right, that was definitely interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of nostalgia just went by right there.
Yeah. So I guess the first question I got to ask is that again, we're now basically departing from the actual TV show, which they really pushed Pokemon a lot from, and now we seem to be going back into the original handheld Nintendo Pokemon thing. So the thing is that what do you think of this, man?
This is essentially stripping it. Like it's essentially saying, screw you, Ash Ketchum. Screw all the characters that you have known and loved of the current Pokemon show. We are actually going to go back to the original of your Blue and Red, and we're going to tell you the story of essentially you playing through that game.
Yeah. So what do you think of this, man?
I think that's an amazing idea, and why didn't they do this sooner?
Because basically they had money in Ash.
Yeah, they pretty much had money in Ash. That's about it.
For sure.
It looks like it's going to be infinitely better.
Yeah, and at the same time, what we'll do as well is we'll post movie internet database link in in the Weekly Trending Fandom page to basically get people read up on this, and it'd be interesting to get people's opinion on this, especially people in your age demographic. Interesting stuff. So with that being said, more cartoon stuff since we're in that particular segment.
Yep.
What did you see on your end?
I saw on my end, something that I've been waiting a while to see. South Park has returned, and it's not too bad.
Which episode did you see offhand?
Episode 1.
Okay, what was it called?
Series 17.
All right. 17 seasons.
We were on 17
that's
seasons.
Crazy.
This one was about Butters finds a new religion in the DMV. It's actually quite hilarious.
You know what? The funny thing is that I just realized I saw the same episode that you did.
Yeah.
I thought I was watching an older episode, but I know the episode you're talking about is the one where Carmen starts going nuts about the government spying on him as he's telling everyone to update Facebook.
Yeah. Updating Facebook
YouTube
and Twitter.
And like that.
And then he's like, you know what?
God damn it!
It's like, you know what? I'm gonna get into the NSA, and then I'm gonna figure all that.
The government's spying on us. We don't like that. Why are they spying on us? Okay, everyone update the Twitter and the Facebook.
Yeah. That is the most recent episode, and not bad.
Yeah, and they got all McBaldwin plugging the actual things in their head.
Yep.
So they get the thoughts instantaneously.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, no, it's funny. It's funny. Plus the whole Butters thing you mentioned earlier. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
It pretty much seems to be the guaranteed home run is have Butters doing something like that. That's pretty much it. Like, what was it? Butters Bottom Bitch. That episode.
Yeah. Out of the South Park, that is. Oh, there we go. No, man, no, I agree. The first season of South Park, the first episode of season 17. Yeah, I agree, man. It's a good show.
It's a good show.
Really, really good show.
I think it's a couple of the jokes are starting to get a little old because we ended like that episode ended on like just a complete rampage going back to the old Catholic priest jokes. So it's like, yeah, we knew this was coming.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's even funnier. Priest jokes coming. Yeah, that's not too bad. But anyways, speaking of other cool things on the tube.
Yep.
The new Legend of Korra.
Legend of Korra, yeah.
Just popped up over the weekend as well. Again, left off a bit of a cliffhanger. I thought it was lots of fun to watch. Lots of fun. I highly recommend. It's probably one of the best animated TV series coming out of North America these days. Plus, on top of that, I saw Accelerated World, which is really, really, really cool. I'm glad that they ended that earlier than later, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
The thing is that it was getting a little nauseating. But, however, I liked how it ended. Nice wrap up there. Plus, on top of that, there's this one anime I watched called Art Sword Online. And what this started off was basically in the future, people jack into the computer, which is coming, by the way. Jack into the computer and they play this game online as a real avatar, real time. Whoa, this and stuff like that. It's based in a D&D setting. Very mundane. But the funny thing is, the interesting Imla twist is that the programmer basically shuts off the exit aspect for the kids to leave. So you have all these players that are stuck in this virtual world. And the only way to actually get out of the virtual world is by killing the head boss, which is in this huge giant tower that's 100 stories high. So they clear out the dungeon, they clear out the bad guys, everything else, and they gotta keep fighting. But anyways, long story short, so you have this whole thing that's going on, and on top of all that, if anyone unplugs someone from the actual world, they die instantaneously. Also, the twist is if their avatar dies in the game, they're dead as well. So they're stuck playing this game. Needless to say, a couple of years go by from all of this. And of course, the characters in the game start developing the characters or themselves, their powers, and start developing relationships and stuff like that. The most recent episode that I watched, which is watchcartoonsonline.com, which is basically the lead character basically puts his giant push forward, starts putting A and B together, starts bringing the plot together, and he kills a head bad guy. But the funny thing is, for all of this, the lead character gets married to this girl inside the game. So they have this huge giant horror say, I won't let you die, I'll protect you, blah, 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 blah. And the thing is that since I just had my breakup with one of my exes, many exes that is, essentially, she dies before he does. So there's this huge thing going, no, what happened? But at the same time, within like 2 or 3 seconds, he kills off the head bad guy because he figured out what's going on inside the plot.
Yeah.
So there's a chance that she may be alive. But the funny thing is that as soon as he does this, he gets killed as well. But however, since he killed the bad guy, it seems to retro a lot of stuff, so she gets jacked out of the game. And the funny thing is that when we finally see the character in the real world, the character itself is actually old skeleton and really dried up, and just no muscles or anything else like that. But the thing is, he pulls himself out of bed. He basically drags himself down this long corridor of the hospital looking for his girl. And oh my God, I almost cried like an idiot when I saw this thing. Just pulling on the heartstrings. Just got me at the right place at the right time. So I don't have any emotions when I watch anime or animation in general. But my gosh, this is up there with Barefoot Gen. Have you seen that?
No.
Grave of the Fireflies, have you seen that?
Yep.
Yeah. Did you cry during that? Kind of, a little bit tugging the heartstring a little bit. Well, the thing is that with Grave of the Fireflies, if you don't bawl a little bit, something's not right. And the thing is that this had the exact same feeling as that. Thus, one of the cool things that's coming up in November is Waterloo Festival for Animated Cinema. So the thing is they're coming up with some new movies and stuff like that. Be interested to get press passes for that. But however, again, just really pulling on my heartstrings. But oh my gosh! So it was a great anime. Really highly recommended. And again, I'll post some links on the Weekly Trending Fandom page and see what we got with that, if you know what I mean.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So that being said, and now let's add to our television segment.
That is the end of television.
All right, then. So that being said, let's take a quick break, and we'll come back with the movie stuff, and we'll wrap up the rest of the evening.
All right.